The Right Honorable Datuk Seri Muhammad Najib bin Tun Abdul Razak, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, the Honorable Tan Sri Noh Umar, Ministry of Wellbeing, Housing and Local Government, Honorable Ministers, Mayors and representatives of local and regional governments, stakeholders, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good afternoon to you all. Welcome to the 9th session of World Urban Forum in Kuala Lumpur. It is a great honor for me to welcome you to my first event as an Executive Director of United Nations Habitat, the lead United Nations Program for Human Settlements and Sustainable Urbanization. The Right Honorable, today I'm just 3 weeks old as an Executive Director of UN Habitat. I would like to convey my sincere gratitude to the government of Malaysia and the city of Kuala Lumpur for hosting WUF9, and to my countrywomen and men, women first, yeah? Women and men, the Malaysian people, for the warm welcome you have extended to us, the United Nations family and participants of the WUF from 173 countries. I understand that over 25,000 people have registered for the WUF, and this week some 470 organizations and representatives of member states have come together to take part in nearly 560 official events. This is very special World Urban Forum for me, and also I think for us and for the government of Malaysia, because it is the first since the adoption of the new urban agenda in Quito in 2016. This is the first since member states committed to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development Goal in 2015. Additionally, this is the first WUF to be held in Asia in a decade since the WUF9 took place in Nanjing in 2008. Honorable Prime Minister, Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, our city today hosts more than half the world population, generate more than 70% of the GDP worldwide, and responsible for as much as 70% of global energy consumption. Our cities are also the backdrop of many armed conflicts in the world and play host millions of refugees and migrants. The challenges facing our city in both developed and developing countries are many, and we are now beginning to identify and overcome those challenges. At the same time, cities have the potential to lead a country's growth as drivers of sustainability and as tools for social integration and equality. Cities often symbolize hope and possibility. Well-planned, well-managed urbanization is a tool for development. Used properly, its effects are felt far beyond the boundaries of a city, through villages and townships, in rural as well as urban areas, across regional and country borders. If we want to have a chance of achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, we need to get our cities right. Excellencies, my dear friends, the theme of WUF is Cities 2030, cities for all, and implementing the new urban agenda. With its open and inclusive nature, the World Urban Forum is an opportunity for all partners from all over the world, representing many priorities and points of views, to contribute to the global conversation on our cities and human settlements. The World Urban Forum is a platform for all to exchange their views, ideas, expertise, and perhaps even frustrations to work together for a better future. All humans live in human settlement by definition, whether they are rural or urban. The challenges of sustainable urban development are therefore intuitive to all of us. The language may be technical sometimes, but the ideas behind them make sense to each and every one of us. By selecting Cities 2030, Cities for All as a theme, we wish to recognize that all people must be at the core of thinking on urbanization. Cities attract people from all walks of life. They therefore need to embrace diversity and make social inclusion a priority. The city of the future must be one that leaves no one behind, regardless his or her gender, age, physical ability, and nationality or migration status. The needs of integrated and holistic development plan at national, central level, at regional, at state level, and at local level is very important to consciously implement the new urban agenda and the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and with good governance and geared towards outcome-based, not output-based. This makes World Urban Forum the ideal platform to debate the contribution that positive urban development makes to delivery of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, in particular Goal 11 and the new urban agenda. The new urban agenda is the result of a long process of negotiations. It sits alongside other key pieces of documentation such as Paris Agreement on Climate Change and Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction. The new urban agenda provides a clear framework for activities and reinforces existing aspiration laid out in Goal 11 to make cities and human settlement inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable, and other urban aspects of SDGs. The Honorable Prime Minister, Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, until 3 weeks ago, I was a mayor who at Habitat 3 Prepcom and also at Habitat 3 Prepcom in New York and at Quito was appealing to the United Nations and others to localize the new urban agenda and the SDG. But now, I am sitting on that seat. I am the ED of the UN Habitat. I need to walk my talk. And now, as an Executive Director under Secretary General of UN Habitat, I am appealing to you, our partners, to support one another and the United Nations to help countries achieve the SDG through the implementation of the new urban agenda. UN Habitat wants to work with you to make that happen. Having been on the other side, I know the expectation of people in large and small cities and large and small towns, villages are very high on us. UN Habitat has more than 40 years of experience in urbanization, and our expertise is highly valued by member state and local government. Our expertise combines normative, coordination, operational element that make it one of our greatest assets. As a focal point for sustainable urbanization in the UN system, we are committed to supporting countries to deliver on the new urban agenda, Sustainable Development Goal 11, and the implementation of the urban-related SDGs in close collaboration with other UN agencies and stakeholders. A strengthened UN habitat is one that effectively coordinates the United Nations work on sustainable urbanization and monitoring and reporting on the new urban agenda. An empowered UN habitat can mobilize actors and partners to support implementation of urban-related SDGs, but also assist government to apply the normative standards of the new urban agenda with the operational knowledge drawn from the United Nations 40 years in the field. We are also well placed to promote localizing the SDG to ensure their implementation is contextually applied. In collaboration with the World Bank and other United Nations agencies, we, UN-Habitat, are committed to facilitating increased financing of urbanization for countries, cities, and human settlement. I count on your support to strengthen United Nations Habitat as we continue on this important path, a better urban future. Excellencies, friends,